Cigar Company is your one-stop shop for all your cigar needs. Whether that's a brand new humidor, a box of those new cigars you've been waiting for, a top-of-the-line cutter or lighter, a place to enjoy the finest cigars and spirits with friends, or the only cigars grown right here in the Sunshine State, we've got you covered. Come visit one of our retail locations for the ultimate cigar experience. Visit us online at coronacigar.com.
How about that cigar?
How about that cigar?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Corona Cigar Studios for episode 309 of How About That Cigar Live. Thank you so much for joining us live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live on
Rumble.
And if you're listening after the fact on the audio podcast, guys, thanks so much for listening to How About That Cigar when you drive down the road, when you work out, whatever it is you do, when you listen to your favorite audio podcast. Thanks for making us a part of it. And be sure to click on all of the big, beautiful buttons. The like button,
Smash.
the follow button,
Smash.
the subscribe button,
Smash.
so you don't miss anything that we have going on here at How About That Cigar. Good evening, Raul.
How you doing, brother?
Fantastic. I could not ask to be better right now.
That's awesome.
So life is good.
So
Life is good.
let's get our producer on here and then let's talk about freaking sports.
Justy Smoke.
He's already ready for the cold weather. Look at him. He's
I
got
know.
his stocking
He's
cap
bundled
on.
up.
It's not that cold down there, is it?
Down where? Down there?
Down
Oh.
It's empty, but
well,
hey,
that
it's all
beautiful
good.
that beautiful tobacco field you're standing
Yeah.
in.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'm preparing.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. Yeah,
It
the
was 70 a couple days.
you guys know as well as anybody that I whine and complain when the weather starts getting cold. I don't like cold weather. I've been living in Minnesota all this time because my family's here and I like my family and I want to be where my family is. So,
But saying that, we've gotten so freaking lucky so far.
we
this
have
year.
we have.
Well, actually, the last couple years in Minnesota, we've only got a couple feet of snow. Temperature hasn't been too bad. We haven't seen snow yet this year.
I think
Coming tonight, right?
I mean, I saw.
I think
snow
it's
in
coming
Duluth
tonight.
this weekend.
Oh, did you look?
oh yeah.
Yeah, snow on the way home from Duluth. Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
right on.
all over the roads.
That's why I don't live in Duluth.
Yeah.
Well,
It's colder up there. It gets snow faster.
Yeah.
I
I just start wishing for
For spring.
spring, basically. But
So we're just gonna skip sports, except for talk about your Green Bay.
You don't
beating
wanna-
up on the.
you don't want to talk about the sports? The Jets lost, the Vikings lost. You don't want to talk about that?
Nope.
Okay. Green Bay won.
Yep.
Sports is over. Okay, next.
Sports is over. Well, and I mean, to wrap it up, the Wild are still terribly mediocre, and so are the Wolves.
Yeah, it's
Um,
Minnesota sports.
So, Monday night games going on right now. I think it's Raiders Cowboys, which could not possibly be a more boring game as far as I can tell. But
Well,
you know.
those of us that plays fantasy football
Yeah.
have a couple.
and
games.
I want to thank our viewers for joining us earlier this evening
Yeah.
than we normally go because we have a fantastic special guest on coming up in just a few minutes. But I think it's time to jump in because there's some lovely nectar in this glass. So I want to jump into this week's Spirit of Mystery, brought to us by Postania Cigars. Do you find yourself unsatisfied with the top 10 list from How About That Cigar? Are you wondering how cigars from Postania didn't make the HBTC list, but found their way onto other lists? Well, fortunately, you can be reminded every week with this Postania Cigars advertisement. Postania Cigars, the #1 unranked cigar in the industry. And you make me uncomfortable when you stare at me like that when I'm reading. I don't know why you were doing that.
To make you uncomfortable. To see if you
Oh.
slipped up, but you're an oak.
Okay.
You're an oak.
I don't know. Not always. I've definitely had my fair share of
So
club.
this is a mystery to both of us.
Is it?
I told my daughter to go pick something out, take a picture and send it to me.
Has she sent it to you yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't looked at it yet though.
And this literally could be anything.
Anything in my?
It's hard to.
I think it's probably a whiskey because I didn't think she reached all the way over to the.
It's definitely a
Right.
whiskey. It's not a rum. It smells
Doesn't look like a vodka.
kind of not a vodka. It's a very healthy pour. She did not shy away from the amount that she poured in the jar.
I almost thought she probably was going to fill the whole thing up because I didn't tell her.
It smells kind of like a rye. It's funky. I mean, so, you don't drink it, but
yeah, it does smell a little different than
kind of funky, like mushroomy. All right, here. Okay.
I'm worried you might not be able to finish that whole thing today. You might have to save some for tomorrow.
This might be a rye. It's low proof. It tastes like 90-ish, somewhere in there. It doesn't taste high proof. It's got decent flavor. Kind of a short finish. Doesn't really linger. But pretty good. It doesn't have that same flavor of funkiness as the aroma has that funkiness, but almost a little kind of caramel kind of thing going on in there. Now, it doesn't taste sweetened or anything like that. Thank God, because I don't like that. But yeah, that's pretty good. So I'll keep drinking it as always throughout the show, and we'll reveal.
Are you gonna be able to finish that?
Oh, I'll be all right.
All right.
I'll be just fine. I
haven't seen you finish a big one lately.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, all of our special guests on How About That Cigar Live are brought to us by our friends at Drew Estate. And Drew Estate has unveiled the Nica Rustica Shade. Shade is the third Nica Rustica expression, joining the original broadleaf and the Adobe. Nica Rustica Shade spotlights an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper, Mexican binder leaf, and a balanced blend of Nicaraguan, American, and Dominican fillers. Available in a 4.5 by 50 short Robusto, 6 by 50 Toro, and a 5 by 66 Gordo. The Nica Rustica Shade is available now. For more information, please visit drewestate.com. And speaking of Drew Estate, ladies and gentlemen, help us out. Put your hands together and welcome back to the show, this time on episode 309 from Drew Estate, Pedro Gomez.
My man, thank you so very much, brother. It's really nice to be with all of you guys tonight. It's nice to see you, Matthew, Raul, Justin. Thank you so much on behalf of Drew Estate, everything that you guys have done in the industry. Thank you so much for always spreading the good word about the beautiful industry that we all love, which is the premium cigar industry. So thank you so very much for having me, and it is a privilege to be with all of you guys tonight. I would like to give a beautiful shout out to everybody that follow How About That Cigar. Thank you so very much for all the support, guys, and everybody that is tuning with us. Thank you so very much, and God bless you. And we are looking to have a very fun show tonight.
Absolutely, brother. We cannot thank you enough. And yeah, it's been such a great thing getting to know you over the years, as part of the Drew Estate team. And this sort of these last few weeks of our show, the last few episodes, one of the things that we talked about as a team that we really wanted to do was highlight and have on one last time, some of the people that have meant the most to How About That Cigar, partially for Drew Estate in the way of sponsorship. Drew Estate has been a great partner to us, advertising on our show and things like that over the years. And you guys are great stewards of the cigar community, and we're grateful for you and the whole team there, and looking forward to another fantastic conversation on the show tonight, brother. So thanks for being with us,
my man. Thank you so very much.
Well, let's get into it. But first and foremost, I mean,
everybody smoking?
I did the ad reads, but that is tonight's cigar that we have fired up here in the studio is the Nica Rustica Shade. So enjoying this cigar right now in studio. Pedro, are you in a spot this evening where you're able to smoke along with us?
Man, I wish, but I just have my cigar. I was smoking the Herrera Esteli Habano Lambsdale. It was amazing cigar, beautiful cigar moment. So, but tonight I'm right here indoors, so I won't be able to do it. But we're gonna be talking about tobacco and cigars, the factory, everything that happens in Nicaragua, and the whole 9 yards.
Absolutely.
So let's get into it. with Drew Estate having such a wide selection of cigars, right?
Mhm.
Couple questions, actually. Which is your favorite, and which is the funnest one to do at events?
Ooh, good question.
Very nice. Well, when it comes to me, I start off smoking like everybody that has been coming to the industry, especially with the cigar that we have made at Drew Estate. My go-to back in the days, it was Asi Cuba Cuba. I was smoking Asi Cuba Cuba for many years. Then after that, my palate started to graduate, and I started to smoke traditional cigars, uh, mild to medium, medium body, and now I smoke a lot of medium to full. So come back to your question, Raul, my go-to cigar when it comes to everything that we make, I like the Undercrown 10. That's a very nice medium to full body cigar that has amazing tobaccos that we import out of the state of Connecticut. We use tobaccos that we import out of Mexico, and amazing tobaccos that we use at Drew Estate Factory, which is Nicaraguan tobacco. And it's my go-to when it comes to the stuff that we make. And I also like other ones, but that one is the one that always have a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
So, which is the funnest event when you do a Drew Estate event? Which cigar do you do? Do the Ligas, or do you do the Hura Estelis, or do you do the Nika? I'm not Nika Swan, excuse me, Nika Rustica.
Nika Rustica, yeah.
Which is the ones you like doing the best? Which gives the most feedback from the people there too?
Oh, I would say, when it comes to cigar, it is hard to find and to really dedicate yourself to just smoke one particular cigar. I think when it comes to cigar, it's about like when you wanna drink something really nice, or when you wanna listen to X and Y music, or even when it comes to it. So to me, I smoke everything, and even I smoke stuff that other people makes too, because there is so many great cigars up there. Great cigars that come from Nicaragua, amazing cigars that come from the Dominican Republic, amazing cigars that come from Honduras. Even old-timer cigar brands are very nice to revisit. And as well, which is very interesting when we got the opportunity to smoke something new. Or even something that somebody gave you as a gift. Hey, Pedro, try this. Of course, I'm always open-minded to try something new and figure it out. Why this cigar is in the market, and most importantly, who made that cigar? Where is the tobacco from? And all the beautiful stuff that cigar brands has nowadays.
Yeah. Now, I know. So I don't remember actually exactly how many years it is now for you, Pedro. How long have you been a part of the team at Drew Estate?
Man, I've been 20 years.
Wow.
I have never felt that time to be in with you. And when I joined Drew Estate in August 2006, I was super, super grateful and happy to find a job. Even though that I was born and raised in Esteli, but come back to my family, what my family did in the tobacco industry. Well, my dad, he used to work in the tobacco fields, picking tobacco leaf, but he did it while he was young, when he was living in Jalapa. And then I got an older brother that he used to work for a cigar factory that was called, back around that time, I would say late 90s, it was called Latin Cigars. And it was after years me being in the industry, I find out that was where Toraño cigars were being made, where CAO cigars were being made. So I remember that my mother used to send me every day in my little bicycle to drop up the lunch for my brother, that he was a cigar roller. So growing up in Esteli, every time that I saw a lot of bicycles outside of maybe a house, or maybe a little facility, or maybe little larger facility, we all knew in Esteli that it was a cigar company. But yeah, man, 20 years. Beautiful thing is that when you find something that you love and you truly care and believe, you don't even feel the time. You are just happy to do whatever they ask you to do. And I was very happy to do that. And when I say whatever they ask you to do, I really mean it, because back in my old days at Drew State Factory, people used to call me Pedro Cake, Pedro Ice Cream, Pedro Driver, Pedro Lunch, Pedro this and Pedro that, because I was doing everything, man. I was like Henry in the movie Goodfellas. He was parking everybody's car, getting everybody's coffee, you know.
Yeah. Huh.
It was so amazing, man. And you know, all those humble beginnings that everybody has. And
Yeah.
to me, you know, I grew up, you know, in a very humble environment. You know, you
Mhm.
have to work. You have to really give your best, do all different type of jobs. And but coming to Drew Estate, you know, the company, the factory, because that was the first thing that I knew about Drew Estate. It was all so nice, man. You can feel the friendship, the commodity, you know, between one department, another department. Everybody was getting along, and it was nice, man. Obviously, everything was that was the culture because of the founder, Jonathan Drew. Jonathan Drew treat us as his family, and he was the best, man. I will say the first time that I met Jonathan, I was like, I remember that time I was working with Nicolas Melillo. So shout out to Nicolas Foundation Cigar, amazing cigar company.
Yeah.
So Nicolas at that time, he was my boss, so I was assisting him and whatever he needs me. And I remember that he said to me, Pedro, get ready because the big boss is coming next week. I was like, oh my God, okay. So I put my church outfit just to look a little presentable, you know. And then I saw this guy coming through the door with short sandals and t-shirt.
Not
It
in a
was like
not in a church outfit. Yeah.
not in a suit and tie, you know, outfit. It was like,
Mm.
hey, how you doing, kid? I was like, hey, how you doing, sir? Oh, my name is Jonathan Drew. Oh, very nice to meet you, sir. And then I saw Jonathan. He said, oh, you are the new kid. Yes, sir. So I'm happy to have a job at your factory. So he said, "Oh, come on, bro. You know how Jonathan is." So he said, "Come on, let's go inside the factory. Let's see what's going on." And then he started to check everybody's hands, giving everybody hug, and you know, it was so nice. And at that moment, I said to myself, "If I'm gonna work for somebody, it's gonna be for this guy right now, right here."
Mhm.
And then, you know, 20 years later, it has been, you know, a beautiful experience, and it is amazing to see and witness everything that Drew Estate have been going through, because something that a lot of people doesn't know, especially the end consumers. You guys are in the media, you guys know what's going on, you
Mhm.
know, left and right. But for the regular consumer, you know, a cigar company is like any other business. You know, you got your ups and downs,
Yeah.
and I have seen a lot of downs at Drew Estate, and I have seen a lot of ups too. You know, but that's part of the journey when you are in a beautiful industry like this. That you are not doing it for the money; you are doing it because you love it. And I think that's what really differentiate people that are in the industry. One
Mm.
thing is the people that love cigars and they do, you know, all different type of jobs, you know, to support themselves. But there are another type of people that work in the industry,
Mhm.
people that work in the tobacco fields. They are the first one that get up to go to the fields, you know, people that work in the cigar factories, people that work in the retail world. It's very impressive, you know, people that work business to business oriented, you know. But it's amazing, man, because everybody see the cigar industry in a whole different dimension. But we always look to give you guys the best and nothing but the best.
Mm.
When somebody said to you, man, I love this cigar, every time that somebody said that to me, I always say in a very grateful way, thank you so very much
Mm.
for keeping us in your rotation, because there is so many great cigar brands in the market, and for somebody that have shared his or her intimate moments with your cigars, it is priceless. It is really priceless.
Yeah. So I'm curious about something. This wasn't actually kind of on my list of questions, but just based on some of the stuff you were talking about a minute ago. And this also based on because I met you 10 years ago, and even before I met you, I knew of you from other, I was always watching a lot of other people's cigar media, even way back in the day, and seeing you do interviews at trade shows or seeing you do interviews on shows like this. And from that moment on, even through all the times that you and I have spent time together at trade shows and things like that, one of the things that I'm so grateful for about you is that you have a lot of positivity. You're a very positive person, and also kind of going into what you talked about in your early days in Drew Estate is you have what a lot of people call a work ethic, which is you don't have that thought in your mind that, unfortunately, there are some people in the world who have this thought in their mind. If they're asked to do something, they'll say, well, that's not my job. Mm-hmm. And I don't believe that thought has ever entered your mind. And I want to know where you got that attitude and that work ethic from, and where that comes from, and how it's been cultivated over the years.
Thank you so very much for asking me that question. Thank you so very much for your kind words, Matt. I will tell you like this. When you were born in a third world country, and your family and you grew up poor, and the only thing that you know in life is poverty, there was a man that really changed my mentality growing up at home, and it was my uncle Pedrito. So he passed away, I would say 12 years ago, but he immigrated from the countryside to Esteli. I'm gonna take the time to share his story, because those are the people that really build your character. And my uncle Pedrito, he suffered his whole life with poliomyelitis, so he couldn't use his legs and his arm. So, but him coming to Esteli and setting up his little, I would say, little bookstore in the sidewalks of the Central Park Esteli, and him, literally trying to give his best, and with his physical disadvantage that he had, so he was able to with his little business to save enough money to rent a little room. And then after that, he brought from the countryside my other uncle, rest in peace as well, my uncle Gavino, and he was with poliomyelitis as well. And then, long story short, was that he was able to buy the house where my mother, my siblings, and myself, we were able to grow up. But when I was 5 years old, I was always carrying him in the wheelchair. I was carrying him all over Esteli, running the errands with him. And every time the everybody asked him, "Hey, Pedrito, how you doing?" And he always say, "I'm doing great. I'm doing good. You gotta be optimist." And I was like, "Man, optimist." And that word really resonate in my head big time, in my heart, to the point when he passed away, because he lived, I mean, it was hard, man, and it was hard when you are in that physical state, but his mind was always brilliant. He was a very smart man, and he always taught me, always give your best, always be grateful, no matter what, stay humble, and things are gonna change. And so that was the one. Then I was carrying him, pushing him, and helping. I was his legs and his arm while he was with us. And then, because we couldn't afford to eat at home, and I could not afford to continue with school, my mom got me a job in a saddle shop. In Esteli. So I was 11 years old, and I was working, man, from Sunday to Sunday. And I learned right there what it's like to have a physical, the mandatory job. That if you don't work, nobody got your back.
Right.
You know, the only person that got your back is God, and thank God, you know, He has been helping me, taking and maximize every opportunity that presented to me.
Mm.
And I will say, you know, from when you have lived a hard life, and nowadays you got a job that you provide to yourself, you provide to your family back home, it is a bless, man. So negativity doesn't have a place in my head.
Amen.
Negativity doesn't have a place in my heart. From the moment that you woke up and you are breathing, you know, and you are healthy, you got something to eat at home, you are able to help people. It is a bless, man, you know. So to me, I always have been like that, and it is amazing, man. You know, being kind to people doesn't cost anything, you know. And
Right.
even say something, words have power. And
Yeah.
sometimes somebody's down and you got the opportunity to talk to that person, listen to that person, and then say something. You don't know how you're gonna change that person. So to me, I'm always grateful because God is good.
Yeah.
That is good.
I love that.
What an amazing story, brother.
I love it.
I loved you before, but just hearing the whole story, man, that's amazing. And yeah, your positivity just radiates off of you, man. It's
Oh,
you're
thank you, man.
it's awesome.
You know, life is what you made of. You know what I mean? Nobody give you anything. You gotta work for and expect the best. You know, because there is
Yeah.
no room to screw it up.
Yeah.
There is no room. On top of that, you know, other people, you know, they everybody at some point in their life they go through hard times.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter how hard it gets. It's about how you can channel all that circumstance that comes to you, and sometimes comes out of nowhere. But everything is how strong you are up here in your head. Your
That's
mind has to be so strong to really uh, navigate the ups and downs of life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for the I'm ready for Pedro to start up his own motivational podcast. I'm serious. I'm serious, brother. I'll listen every week. I'm serious. That's fantastic.
Oh,
I just
man.
love it. It is
It's refreshing to have somebody so positive in such a negative climate.
such a
we're in right
negative
now.
climate, but it's also contagious and infectious.
Yeah.
That attitude of yours,
Right.
Pedro, rubs off on other people, and it affects other people, and in a incredibly positive way. So,
Thank you, man.
brother, keep being you.
Thank you so
it's
very
fantastic.
much.
So another thing that I know in all the years that you've been a part of this great industry of premium cigars and a part of the great team at Drew Estate is you've had opportunities over the years to travel to a lot of different places around the world.
Yep.
And I'm curious from your perspective, what have you seen in these other countries that you visited in the and all these countries have their own cigar communities because every place has their own cigar community. So in the places you visited, what is similar about the cigar communities around the world, and what are the little differences that you can think of that you've noticed that kind of stood out and you think, oh, that's a special thing in their cigar community that maybe we don't do in other places?
Well, you know, I will say that it is amazing, man. You know, cigars travels. And if you are with a company that give you that opportunity to go to places that you never dream of. Growing up in Esteli, I never imagined that I will be in this beautiful country, which is the United States. Never ever crossed my mind. And then with Drew Estate, I never imagined that I will be able to 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 come back to the United States, because before I came here for school, it was a full scholarship that I got the opportunity, and I got exposed to what it's like to live in the Midwest. I was living in Iowa, so I went back to Nicaragua. I got a job at Drew Estate, thank God, and then I was just happy and grateful to have a job at Drew Estate. But then years will start to went by, and then I just become Jonathan Drew Estate start to send me to other countries. And one thing that I noticed is that the cigar community the affection and the feelings that we all feel about cigars and the people that smoke cigars, it is a universal language. Sometimes you can be in a country that you don't even speak the language, but they are very kind to you. They are very grateful that you are there, and just like a month ago. Well, yes, a month ago, I got the opportunity to be in Sao Paulo, Brazil. I went there to do 4 events with Drew Estate, amazing events. I would like to give a beautiful shout out to Reality Cigar, who are our distributors over there in Brazil. Wow, man, what a fantastic time we all had when we were there. And it was amazing, man. I was doing those events and those cigar lounges. Obviously, the difference between the cigar lounges that you see in other countries compared to the ones that you see in the United States, that in the United States, the huge market when it comes to cigars. But at the same time, you can feel the hospitality from every retailer. You can feel the affection from the people that comes to the event. They listen to you, they ask questions, and they ask a very interesting question. It's so amazing to be part of that, because one thing for sure is this: back in the days in Esteli, I remember just seeing the amount of cigars that were being made every day. And I remember that because my boss at that time, he used to send me and ask pair by pair how many cigar they made today and what kind of cigar were those and what was the vitola, what was the size. So I was taking the production in a piece of paper, and then after that I have to, put in Excel sheet and stuff like that. And the only thing that I saw was the amount of cigars, and I didn't have any clue what was the cigar culture, the cigar community all about. It's like when you work in a bakery shop, you see the amount of bread, but at the same time, if you are in the retail, you see the amount of people that are lining it up every morning for the cup of coffee and the piece of bread, and it's amazing, So it's the same thing that you see when you got the opportunity to come to places like the United States, or to go to countries in Europe, to go to countries in Latin America. The love that people have and the appreciation. This is when things really change, because smoking a cigar is about having the time. And unfortunately, because the world moves in the fast lane all the time, having the time to smoke a cigar is a luxury. And when you smoke a cigar that is hitting the most beautiful notes in your palate, and you feel that sensation that is impressive and very unreal to describe, is when you feel, wow, man, life is good. I mean, I got the feeling all the time when I'm smoking something good. I was like, man, this cigar is so good. I'm so happy to get the opportunity to live this moment. And I bet you one thing, if people that has been smoking cigar for so many years, if they always keep back to the cigars, it's because they find love. And people, we always come back where we found love. And it's amazing, just because the fact that you have the time to smoke a cigar is what really changed the whole thing, the whole perception. Because back in the days, I thought that cigars were spicy and stuff like that. But finding the right one, the right one to smoke it is really good. But the experience that you live in other places, or where you live, or your local cigar shop, it is a universal feeling. Literally, it is.
Absolutely.
What really changed from one country to another countries are the regulations and the taxes, because in other countries taxes are very high. Just right there, right next to you guys have Canada. Canada has some outrageous taxes when it comes to cigars.
Yes.
But it is very interesting, man.
Yeah. No, it's got to be great to see all the different cigar communities around the world.
Yeah. So, Pedro, you've smoked a lot of cigars in your 20-year career with Drew Estate, from all over the world, from all over different companies. If you were going to put your own cigar together, and I'm hoping it's coming soon, from Drew Estate, what would be your blend, or what would be your perfect cigar that you would put out, that you would put your name on?
Oh man, wow, man, that's very tough. I'm gonna tell you why it's
IX.
very tough.
That's IX. So stuff.
From my humble experience at Drew Stay, I remember like back in the days, my beautiful time running and leading the cigar safari tours. That was the most amazing time meeting everybody that was coming. First time in Nicaragua, and everybody was so grateful and everybody was smoking cigars. But it was during the tour at Drew Stay, it was a moment that we call it the blending section. So at that time, I was explaining to everybody, from this grapper you're gonna get this grapper is from this and this type of tobacco seed, this type of climate where the tobacco is being grown and everything, and then the binder is this, then the filler is this. So we were laying down for everybody 12 different grappers that were coming from different places, 12 different binders, and around 25 different fillers between secos, visos, and ligeros. Fillers that were coming from, obviously, a lot of from Nicaragua, from Condega, from Esteli, from Jalapa, from the Ometepe Island. Tobaccos that we were using for the blending section from Honduras, from Dominican Republic, And it was so amazing that everybody was, putting their name, the name of the, well, not the name of the Vitola, the size of the Vitola, the grapper and the filler and the whole 9 yards. But me, myself, playing around, I used to have a tobacco menu, and I didn't put my name, Pedro Gomez, because I knew that in the factory they will never take me serious, because it was like 15 people for every group. So I used to put Mike Johnson. I used to put, like Peter Roberts,
Yeah.
So I used to have those cigars, and obviously some of them were unsmokable. Other ones were very good. Other ones like, God, man, I want to have a little bit of this more. But I knew that during the cigar safari, Drew Estate was selecting the best rollers, the bonchero and the best roleras to make those cigars. And these people were staying late to make sure that everybody got their cigars before everybody leave, But come back to your question, Raul. I love Maduro tobacco as a grapper. Very distinguished tobacco to work with. Very difficult. Well, not easy to blend, but I would say very difficult to work with because the fermentation, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of work, and that's the broadleaf. Broadleaf is a very nice tobacco, very rich when it comes to taste. If the tobacco has been fermented in the right way, right there you got a lot of stuff. And obviously, fillers from Nicaragua, and why not throwing a Mexican binder? So, but when it comes to blending a cigar, it takes time. It is an art, and it takes a lot of experience and knowledge. So at Drew Estate, we have been very lucky to have Willie Herrera, who is the master blender at Drew Estate. And Willie has amazing knowledge when it comes to tobacco. And Willie have been helping Drew Estate big time, shaping our portfolio of brands, bringing new cigars that people will appreciate. And at the end of the day, as you said, this is teamwork. We all work hard. We always give our best. We try to do something very different compared to what other people do in the industry. But having a cigar, or you making a cigar, is not easy. It takes a lot of investment, and it's not about the money that you are going to invest into making a cigar brand. It's about the people that you are going to partner with, because you cannot be in two places simultaneously. If you're going to be making a cigar in Nicaragua, you're going to spend a lot of time in Nicaragua before you were to come to the United States, before any retailer give you a shot, before you come to do any events. You got to be in that country for a long time. A good example, Jonathan Drew spent years without coming to the United States. While he was grinding, that was the early years of Drew Estate in Esteli, Nicaragua, and it was not easy. obviously, in the cigar industry, you got companies where they do grow their own tobacco, they make their own blends, they commercialize their own cigar brands and stuff like that. And then you got other people that they have blending skills where their production is being made in X and Y factory, but those X and Y factories, they have to provide the quality and the consistency. So
Right.
building something, it takes a village.
Yeah.
If you look at what was the greatest thing that Steve Jobs created at Apple, and it was not even the computers, not even the laptop, not even the iPhone, not even none of them. It was the team that he put together,
Right.
because you have to rely on people, delegating people, letting the people make decisions, and literally give the people that are in your team the ownership of the project. That's
Yeah.
when you know that you got something nice.
Yeah. So I'm hoping someday, whether it's next year, the year after that, 5 years from now, someday, that you get a green light from JD and Willie, and you sit down, and then someday we see a Drew Estate.
The Pedro.
I would personally, I would stand in line to buy a box.
Yeah.
Oh man, thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
It is. I have seen a lot of things in the industry, and we are working in beautiful projects at Drew Estate. And but in life, man, life is about surprises. You never know what's gonna happen. Just like this guy from the movie, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get.
That's right. That's right.
Pull up that picture, would you please?
Oh yeah. So I gotta share this.
Look at this.
Let me find
This is awesome.
All right. So Pedro, this is
Whoa.
almost exactly 10 years ago to the day. So you remember I went with the Cigar Dojo crew.
Yes.
On the first time the Cigar Dojo crew ever went on a cigar safari, November 10th through November 15th of 2015.
Yes.
So this is almost exactly 10 years ago. And this was basically the last night of the cigar safari. And I'm holding that travel humidor that the fantastic artist there painted, because my favorite Drew Estate cigar was then and still is today the T52. So they painted this gorgeous painting of a T52 on the lid of that travel humidor for me, and that's you and me and Henry there in the in the compound there at Drew Estate. What a fantastic experience!
Amazing, man. You know what? Now that I see the picture, it's so beautiful that you're bringing that memory, my brother. It is really nice when we got the opportunity to live those moments again.
Yeah.
I would like to give a beautiful shout out to Henry Pineda. Henry Pineda is a big part of our Drew Estate team that we have in Nicaragua. Henry have been growing with Drew Estate big time as well. Henry is from Esteli. He grew up in the same neighborhood that I grew up with. Back in the days when I used to play basketball, I saw Henry passing by. He was very dedicated to whatever he was doing at that time. He was studying everything. And it was nice that when we got the opportunity to talk, and I said to him, what you doing? I'm working for this company, but I got this one going on. What would you recommend me to do? And I was like, man, always follow your heart. That's the number one advice. But since you got these two auctions going on, go with that one. Let's see how it works.
Yeah.
Years later, Drew Estate was about to move me from Nicaragua to come and work full time for Drew Estate in the United States. And Jonathan said to me, I'm not going to move you if you don't find somebody that you can trust.
Yeah.
So me and Jesse Flores, we start to interview a lot of different candidates, but I knew in my heart that Henry was the one. So I said to Henry, if you come and on board with us, it's going to be a lot of work. Don't you ever underestimate. But if you work hard enough and and your dedication really shows of whatever you are doing at Drew State, you're gonna go place it with this company.
Yeah.
And thank God, Henry believed in those words, and Henry has been a key element. Back in the days when you met Henry at that time, Matt, he was my assistant at Cigar Safari.
Yeah, I think that might have been his first.
Yeah, one of his first tours,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And now Henry, besides being involved as a project manager between everything that we want to do and everything that Drew State does, Henry is the channel. He keep the stage engage program on point, with everybody have to be, follow the protocol of how to release something new from Drew State. And at the same time, he managed the Soul Culture Studio. So big shout out to my brother from another mother, Henry Pineda.
Yeah, that trip was
Awesome.
just incredible. And the experiences and having those events where even the bar and smoker events that you guys still do, that where you can get your hands dirty for, in a way where you can see the farms and see the tobacco growing and see the tobacco hanging in the barns and things like that. It gives a deep appreciation for the process and the people who make it happen. And I love that,
man. I would say, that one coming from Jonathan Drew. When it comes to cigars is about experience. And what Jonathan created in Nicaragua with Cigar Safari. I remember that we were moving from 11 different houses in Esteli. When I joined Drew State, was 11 different houses all over town. And my boss at that time, he used to send me, go to that warehouse. I used to go from neighborhood to neighborhood. And when Drew State acquired the piece of land at the west side of Esteli, Jonathan's dream was to build a big factory, but not just a big factory, but to build the most beautiful cigar factory. And the place was being built and everything. A lot of people, the locals around the neighborhood, and Los Cragames, that's the name of the neighborhood right there, they thought that it was a cathedral getting built. Well, it was not a cathedral, it was a cigar factory. And when we were about to move, we Drew State built the factory in two stages. First, the industrial stage of the factory, what it was, the production floor, the tobacco warehouse, the packaging department, Soul Culture Studios, and the second stage will be Cigar Safari. And I remember when Jonathan said to me, "Hey, see, I know that you work in the operation side, but I want you to come and work with me with the Cigar Safari tours." And I was like, "Okay, so what is a Cigar Safari tour?" They said, "Well, I'm gonna build. It's gonna be a hotel, a restaurant, a cigar lounge, and we're gonna bring people from all over the world to come and see what we got going on in Nicaragua." I was like, "What? I never heard such a thing." Because at that time, all the cigar factories in Esteli, they were like another cigar factory, nothing that you're gonna put it like this is a beautiful colonial Spanish style architecture. But Jonathan went crazy like that to build something nice, something that people will feel good to be around the factory and the whole 9 yards. So he asked me, "Hey, put the team together." So I start to hire, the chef assistant, another guy that is going to be the waiter, another guy that is going to be helping out with the maintenance and the whole 9 yards, the driver and the bus and the whole 9 yards. And I remember when I was interviewing everybody, "Hey, so we're going to have a hotel and a restaurant, cigar in a cigar factory?" I don't know. I don't know if this guy is full of shit. That's what they thought, but I was like, "Man, this coming. This is real." Long story short, Cigar Safari came. We started to bring people. And I remember it was 2008. That was the year that we first did these first cigar safari groups.
Mm-hmm.
During that time, Matt, it was literally the financial crisis.
Right.
And Drew State, we were planning to do 10 groups. We only could afford to do 3 groups. And it was a very painful time.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you how painful it was because Drew Estate ended up with no support from the bank. Remember, when you are starting with your company, there is a lot of investment that you have to put into the business.
Yes.
So, man, right around that time, my brother, we were working at Drew Estate for literally almost 6 months, only half part time. We could not work full time because the tobacco consumption could not go, you know, out of hands.
Mm-hmm.
Sales in the United States, it was not there where it's supposed to be. So it was very hard. I thought that I have to find another job or go back to the saddle shop. But we survived the financial crisis and things start to come to normal little by little. So since we are speaking about the experiential events that we have done at Drew Estate, then in 2009, we ended up doing 10 groups. 2010, we ended up doing 15 groups. And during those groups, it was Jonathan Drew, the founder of Drew Estate, giving the tour to everybody that was coming to see the factory. It was Marvin Samuel, the other co-founder of Drew Estate, giving the tours to everybody that was coming as a retailer, distributor. It was Steve Saka, who was the CEO of Drew Estate, giving the tours to the people, you know. It was Nicolas Melillo doing the tour to the people as well. And then eventually, because everybody was so busy, Jonathan said, "You're going to be leading the tours from now on." And I was like, don't worry, I'm going to take care of this. And my philosophy was, whoever come to Cigar Safari, when they go back, it's like when you think about Jamaica. You think about Jamaica, you think about Bob Marley. You think about Bob Marley, you think about Jamaica. So my head, it was, if you come to Cigar Safari, if you think about Drew Estate, you better be thinking about Cigar Safari, and vice versa. Cigar Safari, Drew Estate, Nicaragua.
Yeah.
And that was my mantra. That was my drive when it comes to that. And it was awesome. Then after that, Cigar Safari started to get in high demand. It was a long list of people that it was like 4 years the waiting period. Yeah. So Jonathan Drew came out with the idea to throw a cigar event in a tobacco farm in the middle of Kentucky, which is called Hankinsville. And the idea was to bring people to Kentucky. A lot of people at Drew Estate, they thought that Jonathan was losing his mind. Who will show up in the middle of nowhere to a tobacco farm? Well, everybody was grown. That's why Jonathan is the boss, you know. Well, the first barn smoker, 200 people show up, and everybody got a great time. The first barn smoker, we couldn't get it right. You know, the logistic, we couldn't get it right. The second year, we did the Kentucky barn smoker, and then we add the Connecticut barn smoker. And then we got somebody that his job was to manage the logistic, you know, making sure that we got enough food for everybody, making sure that the cigars are distributed the right way, that everybody got the opportunity to get a little piece of sweat from Drew Estate. And obviously the idea was not about feeding people, have drinks for people, alcoholic drinks for people to drink, or cigar for people to smoke. The whole backbone of the barn smoker is the experience and the education part that you're gonna get from the people that have been growing tobacco for generations. And how they grow tobacco in Kentucky is very different how they grow tobacco in Connecticut and Pennsylvania and Louisiana and Florida. And those are the ones, those are the locations where we do the barn smoker.
Yeah.
The barn smoker has become huge and legendary for us that this year the ticket got sold out in 8 minutes.
Wow.
Everybody, yeah, it is crazy, man. And it's hard at the same time because you got friends that wants to go, they hit you up, but you cannot get them a ticket because there is no ticket left. Everything is sold out. And you are not gonna be unresponsible just to add, you know, 1 friend, 2 friends, 5 friends. People come up and then the logistic is out of place.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody have to get what the barn smoker is all about. But For people that goes like the recently one that we did, it was in Clearmont, Florida. It was an amazing event. We did it with Jeff Borshow as the owner of Corona Cigar. He owns the beautiful boutique tobacco farm in Clearmont, Florida, and it was amazing, man. So it was a lot of stuff going on from Drew Estate, from the activation part where people go and they play some little game and they get a cigar. You know, it could be the Herrera Esteli, it could be the Papi Banguico, it could be Tabaco Especial, it could be the Acid Cigars, it could be Liga Privada. We also do rolling activation where Henry Pineda, myself, or Manuel Rubio, who is the general manager of Drew Estate Factory, we teach people how to pass the grapper. And for people that has been smoking cigar for so many years and having that experience, just to learn that you have to have the right hands to pass the grapper. It seems very easy, but I want to see you how you do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at that moment, that's when people are like, holy moly, man, I didn't know that this grapper is so hard to pass, you know. I was like, my man, you know, that's how it takes.
Yeah.
And this is just one that you did in 15 minutes. I want to see you making a living rolling cigars.
Right.
That's a whole different animal right there.
Do that 300 times a day.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. But this is the experience that people take as memories. And the appreciation part comes up big time.
Absolutely.
And it has been amazing. So yeah, Barn Smoker, it was Jonathan Drew idea. Cigar Safari was Jonathan Drew idea. And it has been beautiful programs that we have created at Drew Estate. Investing in the programs, putting your money where your mouth is, creating unforgettable experience for people. Those people, when they come back, they are gonna be trying a little bit more of Drew Estate.
Yeah.
The same thing happens to me. I learned that one from Jonathan. There were certain groups at Cigar Safari that they were smoking a lot of cigars. No joke. There were guys that they were smoking every day 25 cigars, back to back, one after another one. So, and I remember that the CFO of Drew Estate Factory said, Pedro, you know, can you come for a little meeting right here at my office? Sure. So I went. So yeah, how you doing, Renny? Hey, everything is good. You know, I see the numbers and I see some groups that they smoke a lot of cigars. And I was like, yeah, they do, Renny. More than you could ever imagine.
And he says, don't let them smoke so many cigars.
Yeah, and he said, you have to really pace them down because, you know, it's a lot of cigars. And I said, Renny, don't worry about it. Because if they smoke a lot of Liga Privada, guess what they're gonna go and trying to find once they go back to Minnesota, once they go back to their places, you know, it have to be Drew Estate. So
that's right.
The same thing was with food. I want to hire this guy, and by the way, he is still with us. Everybody at Cigar Safari is still with Drew Estate up to this day. And I remember I saw him and his cuisine skills, and I was like, this is the guy. And I was like, this is the moment. This is this is the salary offer that I would like to give it to this guy. I said that to him, to Rene Torres before we did the Cigar Safari. He said, well, Pedro, for the chef, are you sure that you want to offer him this amount? I was like, yes. And he was like, well, you know, him being a number guy, obviously, you know. And I was like, well, Rene, let me put you like this. If you got the opportunity to celebrate, let's say, your anniversary, and you got two restaurants. One of them is very nice, and well, back in that time, it was not even social media, you know. But like thinking nowadays, you got a good restaurant, beautiful restaurant, you know, where you can take beautiful pictures, but the food kind of sucks. And then you got the another restaurant, which is mom and pop, but the food is on point. Guess what? People always remember the food part.
Yes.
The drinking part, if it was a good drinking night, you don't want to remember the hangover.
No, we always forget the drinking part, but we never forget the food.
The food is number one, brother.
Yeah.
So that was the whole thing when it comes to Drew Estate.
Yeah.
Our philosophy goes like this. Our brands are our brands. Experience comes with our brands. Unforgettable moments comes to people's head, and eventually those brands could become timeless.
Yeah.
And a good example, like Acid Cigars, you know,
Oh yeah.
since 1999, Acid Cigar has been moving around, bringing people to the cigar culture. People that smoke acid, they are very religiously loyal to that particular brand.
Absolutely.
And then, other cigar lines, a good example like Liga Privada, when we released that cigar brand in 2008, only 25 stores across the country, they were the only ones carrying that cigar brand. And early on with Liga Privada, a lot of people thought that it was, that gotta be another uh, another infused cigar. I don't want to say the F word, it
Yeah.
was another infused cigar. I don't smoke infused cigar. No, actually, it's not an infused cigar. It's a traditional cigar.
Mm.
And then Liga Privada became a beast.
Yeah.
It has been an amazing cigar that has become the flagship product of Drew Estate. And then from Liga Privada number 9 that came in 2008, the following year, 2009, we brought to the market Liga Privada T52. And then when people start to see the demand from the end consumer going from store to store, hey, do you have Liga Privada? No, I don't. So retailer wanna, hey, how can I buy Liga Privada? But the only thing that I wanna buy is Liga Privada. Well, we couldn't sell only Liga Privada, you know what I mean? So then, the whole thing became programs that we work with our business partners, our retailers that have been believing in Drew Estate. And to the point that 25 stores across the country, it was the only inventory that we could afford back around that time because we didn't have enough money to buy more broadleaf tobacco.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it was hard. But when you take your time and you stay disciplined to the plan. Everybody has a plan, but nobody's disciplined to the plan. And the longevity of Liga Privada was about keeping the plan as it is.
Right.
Getting the scent tobacco, have the best rollers making those cigars, have great people supervising the blend, and at the end of the day, that cigar could sell by itself.
Yes.
It's a beautiful problem to have. And why I say problem when something beautiful is because everybody wants to buy it from you, but you are not able to sell to everybody.
Right.
And
what is something? So, what is something that anytime you encounter anything in your life that is important and worthwhile, what does it require of you? Hard work.
yeah, hard work. That's right.
It requires hard work.
Easy money, man. I'm not gonna say that easy money is easy money because there is no easy money.
There
To
is
be
no
honest with you.
easy money. Yeah.
But if you got something nice and then you start to throw so many and forget about the quality and the consistency, the only thing that we really need right now are Benjamin Franklin's. That's when
Yeah.
that brand goes in the basket. Buy 3, get 2 free. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Or buy this one 50% discount. The retailer wanna have in their shelf things that move.
Right.
In a Drew Estate, we have never be afraid of going with tobaccos that people have never tried before.
Mm-hmm.
Good example of that, Kentucky Fire Cure.
Absolutely.
And something literally, what is this? Another cigar brand like Tobacco Especial, a coffee infused cigar, really nice, easy mellow with coffee and everything.
Yeah.
And then other cigars that we have developed through the years. A beautiful example, Deadwood Cigars.
Yes.
That cigar is on fire. And I want to thank everybody that has been smoking Drew Estate. I want to say thank you on behalf of Drew Estate Nicaragua, the whole factory in Nicaragua. everybody right here, thank you so very much for believing in Drew Estate. Thank you so much for keeping Drew Estate in your rotation. But most importantly, thank you for bringing new cigar smoker to try Drew Estate cigars. Because from the moment that you start to believe that you are the best, nobody's the best. Everybody give their best to stay relevant. But if thinking, this is a big company, or they are the best, that's when you lose the culture of the company.
Yeah.
And that's what really separates Drew Estate from everybody in the industry. Every cigar company has its own culture.
Yes.
Amazing companies. People that has been making cigars for decades, generations,
Yes.
A good example, Joya de Nicaragua, the
Yes.
oldest cigar factory in Nicaragua. A good example, Padron Cigars, starting with, rest in peace, Jose Orlando Padron. Sisto Plasencia from the Plasencia family. Legends that comes from Dominican Republic, from Honduras. I mean, this thing goes endless, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it's about hard work, passion, love. And why I say passion and love? Because when things get ugly, the only thing that is going to keep you moving, my brother, is the love that you have in something that you believe.
That's right. 100%. Yes.
Mm.
So do you
think it? Do you think
Do you-
it is?
I think
it's time.
do you think it's time?
I think it's time.
All right, guys, it is now time for this week's Numero de los Muertos. All right, you know it, you love it, the segment Numero de los Muertos. So, Pedro, it's been a minute since you've been on the show, so we'll give you a little refresher. I'm going to give a number, and you, along with Raul, Justin, and our fantastic viewers watching live on online, you're gonna try to guess how these people died.
Okay.
So and you can ask all kinds of 20 questions trying to decipher and trying to figure out how these people died. So the average per year, and I have data going back, what I have at my fingertips is going back a little over 20 years. It looks like the average per year, people who die from this is right around 100 people a year die from this on average every year from in rough like the last 25 years.
Okay.
So viewers, jump in the comments. Pedro, all you guys start jumping in.
I will say a tornado.
Not, very good guess. Not tornadoes.
Death by autoerotic asphyxiation from Andrew.
Andrew knows we've already done that one.
Oh man, my man Andrew is so fast with ChatGPT. You cannot even see his fingertip, bro.
No. It is not a sport. This is not a sport.
Land, sea, or air.
It could be land or sea.
Land and sea.
Alcohol involved?
Alcohol's not involved.
Choking on a butt plug.
Choking Allison.
Narcotics.
You got they have the Andrew and Allison have the most vibrant creative questions. I love it.
They do what they do.
It's not that.
Alligators.
Land and sea. Lining, I guess.
Not alligators. What did you say, Pedro?
Lining.
What?
Lightning.
Oh, no. It's not that.
Is it narcotics involved?
Narcotics are not involved.
Is it a natural disaster?
It's not a natural disaster.
Animals involved.
Animals are not involved.
Is it a workplace accident?
It is a workplace accident.
Okay.
Ooh.
And it's on land or water.
Digging holes, cables underneath.
Not exactly.
Boring.
I remember that was a question from the last time that I was here.
I think it was. I think it was. Not exactly.
Firefighting?
Not firefighters.
Is it construction work?
Not construction work.
Well, right here you got Tom E. Darling. He say vehicle involved.
No, vehicles are not involved.
Just by drilling.
All right, Andrew is on the right track. What kind of drilling?
Oil drilling.
Yes,
Ooh.
oil drilling. So
Man.
worldwide, I'm sorry, this is from the U.S., but across between 2003 and 2023, approximately 113 fatalities per year in the oil and gas extraction industry. So oil drill, and this could be the offshore drilling rigs. It could be the land rigs, in places like Texas, Venezuela, things like that.
What's the other thing they call shacking or
Fracking.
Fracking.
Yeah, and that's part of it too. And it's not. And this does take into account not just oil drilling, but also there's a lot of natural gas drilling that's going on as well in places all over.
Every time I
all over
eat
the
gas,
globe.
so I got natural gas.
Yeah, that's unnatural gas. And yes, Allison, I have been watching Landman. I haven't started watching the second season yet. Although I think is it tomorrow that the second season Sunday? Did it already premiere?
I think so, but
I don't know. I haven't watched the second season.
I'm not doing episode by episode. I gotta get at least 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Binge watch it.
But yeah, oil drilling. There's a reason that the people who work on those drilling rigs, whether it's on land or in the ocean, there's a reason they make so much money. Because that's it's a very, very dangerous job.
Very dangerous job, man. Wow.
So
man,
those people work really hard, and they work hard, they live hard, and they
hard.
but they make good bank. So
that's good, man.
Was it one yesterday? Oh my gosh! Oh, episode 1 dropped yesterday. Okay, so yeah, because that's one of for Amy and I, my wife, that's one of our favorite shows. So we gotta get back and start watching season 2 of Landman. So that was this week's Numero de los Muertos. All right, it is time to reveal this week's Spirit of Mystery, brought to us by Postania Cigars. This is a mild, pleasant whiskey. I'm still on the fence whether it's a bourbon or a rye. I think it's. I'd have to look at the mash bill. It could be a rye or it could be a high rye bourbon, which just means it's got a lot of rye in the mash bill. But it's got a little of that kind of funky spiciness that you typically get with a rye. But I do like it's milder. It's not a high proof. I think it's somewhere around 90-ish proof.
It's 112.
It's 112?
Yeah.
Okay, this drink's way smoother than 112. So I'll give it that it drinks a lot smoother than 112 proof bourbon. It's still retaining a little bit of the funkiness, but it is smoothing out throughout the process, kind of as I drink this insanely heavy pour, which I still have a decent amount left of. So Raul's always trying to get me drunk on the show.
Don't worry, man. Life is very short, brother.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta live it up like it is. There is no tomorrow.
Well, it is tomorrow. I got to work tomorrow, and my daughter's birthday is on Wednesday, so there is definitely tomorrow. To the best of your knowledge, because I know your daughter picked this out. To the best of your knowledge, have I had this one before?
Yes.
I've had this one before.
Now that I'm looking at it, yeah, I'm pretty sure you have.
it a brand that has a lot of different varieties of bourbon available, or a lot of different whiskeys available?
Yes. And it's been around for a while.
It's a brand that's been around for a while.
Yep.
All right. I'm just gonna go with it, and I'm gonna push all my chips into the middle. I think it's possible that this could be some iteration of Jack Daniels.
No.
Okay.
Not too far off.
Okay.
Not too far off.
Is it Tennessee? Oh, is it Wild Turkey?
Wild Turkey Rare
Is
Breed.
it really? Oh, rare breed rye. I was right on the rye.
Yeah.
I'll take a little piece of a win that it was a rye. All right, barrel proof 112. I'm surprised. This drinks way smooth for a 112. So Wild Turkey Rare Breed barrel proof. And yeah, non-chilled filtered. Oh, hold on a second. Oh yeah, 112.2 proof. Wow. Yeah, that's a nice pour. I like that. Very nice. And this would be one that if you don't like higher proof whiskeys, you could still drink this one, and it doesn't taste like a higher proof whiskey. So I would recommend this one. And I'm pretty sure I have had this one
at my house,
at your place before. So yeah, there's the reveal for this week's Spirit of Mystery.
Before we get into the lightning round.
Yeah, right on.
Pedro.
Yes, sir.
Are you going to be at the Boil this year? Tobaccology Boil this year? Or I should say next year?
Next year, I'm looking forward for that one. That one is a very good event. So shout out to Tobaccology. Holy moly. If you're going to eat, that's the place to be, man.
Yeah.
I love going there. I've met you there, and I met Willie there.
Yes, no.
Then last year they had a bunch of salesmen. Whatever.
Yeah. No, Tobaccology, man. Those guys are the best, man. Great people. Brad, who is the owner.
Yep.
He is a huge business partner for us, and he does a lot of stuff with other people, and it's very nice. People that live in that area to have a very good cigar shop.
Yep. And he gives the best hugs.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
He does.
All right. So let's jump into the lightning round brought to us by our friends at J.C. Newman Cigar Company, America's oldest family-owned premium cigar maker, creators of the popular Brick House, Perla Del Mar, Diamond Crown, and The American. J.C. Newman Cigar Company operates out of their 114-year-old El Reloj Cigar Factory in historic Cigar City, Tampa, Florida. For more information on their cigars or visitor experience, please visit jcnewman.com. All right, Pedro, so you've been on the show a few times, so you've had the old school lightning round questions, but we've got some new ones. New ones.
Sounds good.
So I want to know if some Hollywood producers called you up one day and said, Pedro, we're going to make a movie about your life.
Oh, wow.
What Hollywood star would you want to be cast in the leading role to play you in this movie?
Wow, man. That's amazing, bro. Holy moly. I didn't see that one coming. Dude, everybody have their, people that you admire through their work. There is a guy that, man, he has been very consistent and he has amazing movies. I would say my man, Delson Washington.
Oh, real? Oh, that dude.
Obviously, right now he's an OG now, but
Yeah.
But he is amazing, bro.
Yeah. One of my favorites of all time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, is
do you think he can pull off a Latino?
I think so. Yeah, he might do it. Yeah,
I think so. I think he could do that.
Maybe a Dominicano.
Maybe Dominicano. That's amazing, man.
I got one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Off top of the head.
Yeah.
So, if you had to do life over again and you had 3 professions that you could pick from, which one of these would you pick?
Ooh.
Either you can be a dog catcher,
A dog catcher.
yeah, which is
Animal control.
animal control,
Mm-hmm.
a firefighter, or a cop.
Wow, man. Well,
Ooh.
wow, man, that's tough. Because I would say, and this one is a beautiful shout out to the people that serve the community. Man, if I can do both, that would be nice. Firefighter or a police officer. Because I got friends that are in the police department. I got friends that are in the fire department. And these people, when they go and do their job, nobody knows this is gonna be the last day. And they have done amazing, for the community. So much respect to them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, if I do it all over again, I'm gonna be animal control.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's a lot safer.
You want to round up stray dogs
It's
and
a lot-
stray
oh, yeah.
cats and really?
I'd probably keep them all at the house though.
Well, but
That'd be my
okay.
problem.
Here's the thing, though. This is the thing, and Pedro knows this because Pedro spent a lot of time in South Florida. So being animal control up here in Minnesota is different than
Yes.
being animal
In
control down in
Florida.
South. Because down
Yes.
there, you're picking up pythons and shit like that.
Alligators.
Up here, it's like dogs and
Dogs,
cats,
cats.
and maybe
Maybe a black bear.
maybe a bear
Yeah.
or a wolf or everything once in a while. But down there,
it's
no, you're taking your life into your hands down there.
Oh man,
Man.
no, over here, man, is what you see. Ooh, if you want to entertain yourself, put on the local news right here in Miami. Holy moly, you're gonna see things that people do crazy things, bro. It is like, wow, man, that's unthinkable.
you got a lot of things in Florida that could kill you.
Yeah, a lot of things.
They say that the crazy people in the United States come from Florida. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, if you've been to Florida, you know that the crazy people in the United States come from Florida. That's for sure. All right, so Pedro, oh shoot, I just had it. What was it? If doggone it,
Talk show?
no. Oh, all right. Is there? Because you've done a lot of shows like this. You've a lot of people who follow the cigar world, have seen you on shows like this, seen you interviewed at, PCA and Barn Smokers and things like that. But is there a hidden talent that not many people know about you? Like you're good at music or good at cooking or is there a hidden talent that you're good at and you also really like to do, but not many people know about you?
Right. Well, thank you so much, man. I'm very passionate when it comes to cooking. I love cooking.
Okay.
Cooking is wow, man. It's very amazing. So, especially when you cook for your loved ones, because you
Yes.
can cook a very nice meal, but eating a meal by yourself is not that great. But when you cook for other people, that's the biggest bless that you could ever feel.
Oh, I could not agree with you more. It's one of my favorite things is to have people over for holiday meals and gatherings and things like that, and put out some homemade food for people. It's also for me one of the joys of my life is putting out food, preparing food for people, and sharing stories about our lives and
God, man.
enjoying the food. And I'm 100%
It is the
on board
best.
with you there. I
Mhm.
love that. Yes.
Yep. My man.
All right. So let's do notable smokables for this week. So Pedro, you might remember every week on the show, we talk about a cigar that we've smoked recently that was notable to us. Now, sometimes this will be a cigar that's brand new to the market that we smoked for the first time ever. Other times it'll be a cigar that's been on the market for a really long time, but we just had it again for the first time in a long time. Obviously, you're smoking mostly Drew Estate stuff, but if you've had a chance recently to smoke something outside of the Drew Estate catalog, is there something you smoked recently that stood out to you?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. So when we were in Sao Paulo, Brazil, it was Ana Jose and Jonathan Saka, who is Steve Saka's son.
Yeah.
So we were doing this little event together. It was them, this, other companies, Oliva, Fuentes, and Dunbar Tobacco and Trust. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember that I said to Jonathan, "Hey, do you have a cigar?" And Jonathan said, "Yeah, man, of course I do." So he gave me Mi Querida, and I was like, "Oh my god, I want to smoke this cigar." The last time that I smoked this one, that was a few years back. And so yeah. So let me see what you think. And I was like, "Of course." I lighted it up right at the event, smoked the cigar, and I was like, "Wow, man, this is very, very impressive."
Yeah.
So shout out to Steve Saka, Mi Querida. And talking with Ana Jose, Ana said, "Well, it's very interesting how Steve Saka come out with the name of those cigars and how he came out with Mi Querida, the stuff that happens in Nicaragua." Yeah.
That's so true. That's yes. Oh yeah.
Do you remember which one it was?
It was the red label.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Traka?
Tricky Traka.
Tricky
Yeah.
Traka.
Man, that was amazing, man. Wow, man.
Yeah,
Steve,
really good.
he is a tobacco man.
He
A
is.
guy that knows his craft. And
Yeah.
I have my respect for him, my respect for Nicolas Melillo, people
Mhm.
that we all have learned a Drew Estate from them.
Yeah.
And I am happy, and everybody at Drew Estate is very happy that they are doing very well.
Yeah.
The
Absolutely.
same thing, speaking about that, with Espinosa Cigars.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know Eric for a long, long time when Eric used to be our independent self rep. He used to manage he used to manage our brands for Florida. It was Drew Stay, it was Rocky Patel, and it was another company, but I cannot remember. But right around that, he said, I'm gonna stop doing this, and I'm gonna start to do my own little projects. And he started off with 601, Eddie Ortega, I believe. Yes, Eddie Ortega, him. And it was amazing. And now that I see, Espinosa Cigars going places, it's very nice, man. They just recently had a beautiful event that is called La Palusa.
Yeah,
And they bring a lot of people
Mhm.
from all over the country to Miami. And it's about, the Espinosa cigars, the Cuban culture, Eric is amazing, man. Amazing guy
Yeah.
that is building an amazing company.
Yeah. Good people.
Yeah.
What's it notable for you, Raul?
Speaking about Espinosa,
speaking of La Zona Palooza.
I went down to visit our friend at Bern, James.
Oh yeah.
And he was down there at La Zona Palooza, which I've attended 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Oh, you weren't there.
No.
Oh, I thought you were there.
Oh, I didn't get to go. I was in the deer stand.
Oh, I thought you were okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
So he brought my winnings back from Hector.
Oh, the Mets versus Yankees.
Mets versus Yankees.
Bet,
Every
yeah.
year we go back and forth. But I went down there to get that, and then I'm talking to James, and he gives me a cigar that they only had for that event, and it was, where is it? Ding it. It's right here. It is called, here it is. It is called the Espinosa Christmas Blend.
Oh, Christmas blend. Nice.
Christmas blend. That's nice.
Really cool label.
Wow. Oh my God.
Holiday blend. Wow.
Say holiday Christmas. Oh, yeah,
Beautiful,
holiday.
man.
Nice.
No, I can't read. So we smoked that, and I was blown away. I'm like, well, can we get some more of that? He's like, nope.
No, it's really nice, man.
So
You never know what you're gonna get
That's
when
right.
you have the time to smoke something new.
That's right.
That's
right.
a beautiful thing about everything in the industry,
Oh yeah, big time. Justy, notable this week?
I'm going with 2021 Nomad Sweep the Leg Limited Toro 7x50.
Okay.
That was a good one.
That's Skid Martin, right? Roman Craft. Is that
No,
right?
this is, Nomad.
No, that was Nomad.
Oh, Nomad. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my notable this week was actually it was a brand that's still on the market, but it's a brand that has had two kind of separate lives. So Dissident Cigars, one of the brands made well, it's had two different lives.
Okay.
And the first sort of lifetime for Distant Cigars was a long time ago. I want to say 12, 14 years ago.
Okay.
And they had and still have one called the Distant Block. And the one I smoked was from the old batch of the Distant
really?
Blocks. I had one left, and it was, this box press, and it kind of, the previous owners of the company had, or of the brand, had this sort of old school video game theme to the cigar. So it sort of looked like 8-bit graphics. That's why they called it Block, kind of like Minecraft and that kind of thing. And I think I bought these cigars back in 2012 or somewhere back in that neighborhood. And even now, with 13 years of age, cigars was still good. So
Wow.
that was a nice kind of throwback for me to have just this past weekend, for a little bit of a notable smokable. But also, I want to let our viewers know about some coming attractions on How About That Cigar. Next Monday night, November 24th, none other. It's Boofy, baby. Matt Booth from Room 101 is going to be back on How About That Cigar Live. And then December 1st, we have a panel of fantastic, some of our favorite media people. And we wanted to have a bunch of media people on for one of our final shows, because we've just learned so much from media people throughout the years, and been so grateful to be a part of, consider them colleagues and things like that. So we weren't able to have everybody on, but some of our favorites. So December 1st, we have Eric Gatormson from Cigar Dojo.
Nice.
We have Will Cooper from Cigar Coop. We have the cigar surgeon himself, John McTavish from Developing Palates. And then closing out this fantastic panel of people, none other than Fred Rui from Cigar Press Magazine.
That's
So
amazing, man.
grateful to have those guys on. And then actually the week following that, December 8th, will be the final hurrah, the last go around the sun for How About That Cigar on December 8th. But Pedro, if you would please give our viewers and listeners an idea, where is the best place for them to keep up with everything that Drew Estate has going on?
Oh, absolutely. For everybody that is tuning with us and everybody that will be watching this video live on YouTube, on Facebook, follow Drew Estate Facebook, on Facebook, I'm sorry. Go and get subscribe to www.drewestate.com. We are on Instagram, we are on Twitter, we are on YouTube. We are in LinkedIn, so we try to keep everybody informed of whatever is happening at Drew Estate. Please follow us, and you never know what you're gonna find. There also, stay in the loop, because we got a lot of beautiful things coming for next year. 2025 is almost in the book, but when it comes to cigars, there is a lot of great memories that are always gonna stay with us. So
Yes.
we're looking forward to see everybody 2025, and to you guys, Raul, Justin, Matthew, thank you so very much for everything that you guys have done in the industry. It has been amazing, the amount of people that you have been bringing to the cigars in a very personal level. Matt Booth, you're going to have Matt Booth in the following show. Amazing guy, great cigar man,
Yeah.
great tobacco man. And you guys are the ones that create a platform for people like us that work in the industry, that people can see us in a more personal level. And the point that it's not just the brand, there is also people behind that. We all know that cigars are made by hand. And when we got the opportunity to have people like you guys, how about that cigar will live with us for years and decades to come? You guys have been amazing. On behalf of the entire industry, we all want to say thank you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
It's our honor to support and talk about the industry and the culture of premium cigars, and we're grateful that you were a part of it. And we wish you and the whole team at Drew Estate nothing but the absolute best. And thank you again so much for being a part of How About That Cigar. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you so very much.
All right.
Man.
Viewers and listeners, thank you guys so much for being the absolute best part of How About That Cigar. We are so grateful for you guys watching live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live on
Rumble.
And of course, if you're listening after the fact on the audio podcast, we thank you for making us a part of your regular audio podcast rotation. Take just a minute and click on all of the big, beautiful buttons. The like button, the follow button, the subscribe button, so you don't miss anything we have going on. If you have questions for any of us, you can email us on the website, howaboutthatcigar.com. Be sure to follow us on all of your favorite social media platforms. You will find us at HBT Cigar. And of course, until we see you guys next time, burn cigars,
not bridges.
Thanks, guys. Any comments, opinions, viewpoints, or statements presented or uttered by guests on the HBTC podcast, HBTC live video streams, and all other media from HBT Media LLC are solely those of the individual and do not necessarily represent the opinions or viewpoints of How About That Cigar or its parent company, HBT Media LLC, any of our advertising partners, or the premium cigar industry. The primary purpose of How About That Cigar is to entertain and to encourage activity and growth within the community of people who enjoy or want to learn about the enjoyment of premium cigars.